Thank you. Happy New Year to you, too.
So how messy is stuff? The water's rising. It doesn't seem to be rising as rapidly as Aaron would have you believe, but obviously you at SPAR have a contingency plan. What's the deal? What's the latest?
Well, it is rising to levels that are causing problems for our recreational areas along the Red River. As you know, from flooding in the past, it affects Seabeck Dickson, Hamels, the dog park, and Riverfront Park. Riverfront Park, we've already started to take some proactive steps to protect the waterfall and to mitigate the damage there. We've removed, there's a motor and controls that control the waterfall. We've had to remove those because the water level's already affecting those controls because they're underground. So, yeah, it's another round of river flooding, and just takes its toll on us, it seems,
Shelly,
all the time these days.
Shelly, you obviously have to budget for this now because this is happening every year.
Yes.
How expensive is this getting to be?
Well, like I said, because we're trying to take these proactive steps, like with the waterfall, that is one of those things we can do versus trying to replace motors or have motors repaired or controls repaired. We're taking those proactive steps to have that removed. Fortunately, we worked with we have the Water and Sewage Department, who's partners of ours, with us and helped us with that removal. So it saved us money. But that sand removal is the thing that really gets us. It'll be interesting to see. They say this level, is going up maybe to 28 feet. And the problem is going to stay there for a few days, which means more sand deposit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just have to look at it and see what it'll take to remove it.
As far as the dog park is concerned, was it originally anticipated that the dog park would be closed X number of days a year for flooding? Is the number of days it's been closed exceeding the original plan, and is the cost of cleanup exceeding what was originally set aside?
I think two things. One, we knew it would flood. I mean, it was in an area that had flooded before, but you're talking, at the most, you would close it once a year. I mean, now we're closing it 3 or 4 times a year, so no, we did not expect it to flood as often as it's flooding. I don't think any of us expect the river to have flooded as much as it has in the last 4 years. I mean, it's just been, it takes its toll on you mentally, too, just because you think you get everything back and repaired and ready to go, and then you're hit with some flooding again. There's been a couple things about the dog park. The Dog Park Alliance has worked alongside of us for cleanup. A lot of the cleanup is, again, sand removal, not a lot of real expensive cleanup. It's man hours, which cost, but it's not as bad as I think some people might think. Everything that's out there, trash cans, benches, the pavilions, all of those can withstand the floodwaters, and we do a little power washing, and luckily, like I said, we've had the Dog Park Alliance partner with us on cleanup days, and so I think it's, certainly it's flooding more than we expected.
This may be Mr. Naive question. Is erosion ever a problem with the constant flooding? If it's having to be closed 2 and 3 and more than a couple times a year, is that ever a problem as far as the landscaping that was done?
Well, one of the things about the river in the 2015 floods, the flow of the river, the pace at which it was flowing did cause erosion problems. Since then, like this flooding event, the river flow is not as swift, so your erosion isn't as bad. But on the other hand, that's when we tend to have more silting in. It's more the silting of things than it is the erosion when it's like this, and that's what we've experienced. 2015, it was swift. There was erosion. There was all kinds of things happening to the banks and the areas underneath bricks, all of those things. But this flooding just gives us the sand problem.
Talking to SPAR Director Shelly Ragle, let me ask you about Dickson Park. It seems it's our lucky day when that park's open. At what point does the city say, we want to abandon this, we want to donate this to LSUS, we want to get out of this business of Dickson Park? It's too much trouble. That one costs a lot to repair, doesn't it?
Well, let me tell you, we are working now with the Wildlife Refuge, the national, with the national parks, to actually donate Seabeck and Dickson waiting on a finalized contract from the federal government, which takes a while. But they
did you hear her voice when she said that?
Yeah, well, it's dealing with the federal government does that to a lot of people.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, and so because it is so important to protect Seabickham-Dickson, and it's such a asset to our community. They know what they're doing. What we have done, because people enjoy fishing there, we just have the front part of that open. Again, we had a group that came together with us, and we did a big cleanup day about 2 or 3 years ago, repaired the dock. And so that really helps us when our communities come together and help with man hours. And so we've been able to do that. But yes, Seabickham-Dickson, it floods. It flooded long before.
Oh, yeah.
So
what's the plan? What's wildlife want to do with it?
What will the feds do?
Well, the Wildlife Refuge in Bossier.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a part of that, and their job is, to protect those kinds of areas, those wildlife refuge, and there'll be opportunities there. All of our user groups who really love Seabickham-Dickson, they're very excited about this transfer, because they know that the wildlife refuge, they are knowledgeable. They're the expertise in protecting wetlands and these oxbow lakes, these natural oxbow lakes, and all of the habitat that's there. So you'll still have access to it, but we'll have somebody who is taking care of it and caring for it to protect, like I said, the great asset that it is.
Could still go out fishing on it and all that?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that is definitely good news.
And it's good for the city because we still have the opportunity for recreation, but yet it takes it out of our hands for maintenance and upkeep, and gives it to somebody who, like I said, are experts in this types of areas.
Well, Shelly, if you need a place to put some of the sand after you're starting to clean up, I could use it in my flower beds. I guess I just got to come get it myself, huh?
To paraphrase Jaws, you're going to need a bigger bed.
Yeah, you definitely.
Yeah, I think so too.
Shelly,
I want to say,
go ahead.
Thank you, Robert and Aaron, but Robert, for all your support of Spar and our golf courses.
Oh my goodness, you guys have knocked it out of the park. You and Reg and everybody associated with Corby's and Huntington.
Yeah.
You got. I mean, telling you, it's. I know it's a mess right now because of the weather, but during the spring and summer and even into the fall, it was country club quality, and I say that without a moment's reservation.
And I can't keep him out of the grill over there.
Oh, my God.
All right, well, good. That's what we'd like to hear. And like I said, not only do you talk about it, you come out there and you bring others, so we really appreciate y'all.
My pleasure as always. Thank you.
All right. Y'all have a good day.
You bet. Shelly Ragle, Director of SPAR. Thanks so much.